when there's huge skill disparity in a group, because I mean, it'd be better if the group can stay mostly the same, because if the best players just dip on guilds and the guilds explode, and it happens, it feels super sudden to most people, because most people who are bad, that are the worst players in a bad guild, have no idea how much of a liability they are. And so like they're like totally blindsided. They like the guild loses 20% of their DPS, and those are the best players, and then they just can't clear anything. People be like, what happened? What happened, guys? I don't get it.
If you are a 10-man raid and you lose the 2 best players, that's enough to kill the guild. If your main tank quits the guild and the best DPSer, you are never getting that back. Like mathematically, it's just like those people are like more valuable than 4 people.
It's odd to me how they made Gnomer just, I feel like, a little bit too hard. Like, it's hard enough that you can't take literally anyone, but it's not actually like hard enough where it makes a progression culture.
Yeah.
It's kind of like my problem with how they buffed Nax and Wrath, where it wasn't hard enough that like it felt like Ulduar, where people actually thought they'd have to progress. It was just hard enough to like make people like get unmasked and feel really stupid, which doesn't serve anything in my opinion. I hope that Sunken Temple is like easy. Like, that'd be nice. Or like maybe make the trash harder so it just takes longer, so you don't just like run through the place. But it'd be nice if almost any group could clear Sunken Temple, but maybe only, you know, good groups could speedrun it or something. Or maybe they can make it hard too, and that could be fun. But in my opinion, if they're gonna make it hard, they need to make it so hard that like people do not expect to
make it an achievement, so people actually are willing to work for it.
Yeah, it has to be like hard enough where it's like first week, like 1 in like 10 guilds clears it. If it's like not that hard, then it just makes it a grind. Like guilds at the start of Wrath the Lich King's relaunch weren't like triggered that they couldn't do SAR 3D, because only the best guilds did SAR 3D the first week. Like, and so it was fine because it was like really, really selective. But if it was like half of the guilds did SAR 3D the first week, then it would have bothered the shit out of people.
I don't know, like, I feel like either way would be better than what we got in Gnomer, and that's why a lot of people are really upset at Gnomer. Like, it is too easy, or too, like, just make it easier or harder than Gnomer, and either one of those is going to work out better than what we got right now.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. 100%.
We're at the perfect spot to make it awful.
yeah, we're in the spot. It's hard enough that you got to be a little bit of a dickhead in pugs, but it's not so hard that you feel like you actually got anything done. It's like, well, of course we're gonna clear it. If we didn't clear it, guys, then that means we have a mental illness, so we have to have this cleared. Like, and that's just terrible for it to be like that.
Like, you are sometimes in a situation where like you play with crappy players because they are your friends. And like that's the kind of thing that Gnomer kind of killed, and like that's why a lot of people are having a lot less fun with it.
So much funny shit on Reddit when somebody like have the same username in game as like their Reddit tag. They'll like be bitching about gatekeeping. Someone be like, "Look, guys, these are their Warcraft logs," and they have like straight 7 parses, and it's like, brother, what's going on here? You gotta right click the mob and then be within melee range for 80% of the fight. Okay. I mean, granted, there are reasons to have bad parses. It doesn't just mean you're a moron.
Well, yeah, but like it shows your best parses in the logs. So like, you know, you did the raid 3 times, so your best parse is a 7. There's an issue with how you're playing. Like, there's no way. If you're badass naked, there is no reason you shouldn't get a green parse first raid. It's not hard.
Yeah, I think that's like almost always true. There might be like weird exceptions, like there are fights. So like Grubbus, I think if you hit the alligator, the damage doesn't count. So if you had an off tank on it, they would just get like a 0 parse.
Yeah, but even then it will be like green, and that one bad fight and like green. You know, like the people that say that, they are like all grays. You can tell like they expect to get carried. That's what they expect. They expect like all the 9 people to pull their weight for them. Like, I didn't check for logs in one raid in my life in Solga. In one raid of my life, I didn't check for logs. I was level 30. I was like, okay, I gotta get my 3-piece. Maybe I'm gonna do a BFT really quick. We are all level 30. This is easy. I don't care. I'm just gonna get 10 random people. There were people doing 50 DPS in that raid that were level 30. I couldn't clear it. I couldn't kill carries. I didn't have the damage to kill carries at level freaking 30, bro. And like, those are the people that then go to Reddit and they are like, oh, the gatekeeping is insane, man. They don't let me in. You need a 99 with full vesting slot, and you need like a certification written and signed by Avril Lavigne personally to be able to get into the raid. Guys, it's impossible. Blizzard needs to force people to play with me. We got fix this parsing culture, guys.
Yeah. So I got to max level, and I just invited people in the order they messaged me. and we couldn't kill Gillyhast. And I was like, I took like a week off SOD, and I was like, this is so stupid. Like, oh my god. Like, I thought it was gonna be real easy. I was like, okay, I'm gonna literally invite anybody. We're gonna just do BFD. There's no way they made this where like people can't be straight gray parson and we kill it. And yeah, no, we like couldn't kill a Gillyhast. I was like, what is going on?
You get the double whammy with those people, because if you are like full gray parses, not only your damage sucks, you probably don't give a shit about the mechanics, and you're probably not willing to do the mechanics either. So like, because in Gnomer, right, you look at a fight like Thermaplug, you don't really need any DPS or healing to do the fight, you just need to kill the freaking bombs. And like, if you got people that are not willing, you can brute force. If you got like 10 insane people with 10 insane damage, you can do it anyway. But if you got like 2 guys that are not willing to click the buttons because they don't feel like it, you're not doing that fight. That's why I check on logs. And like, I wish it wasn't the case. I wish it was like common knowledge that people just care a little bit, but they don't.
Yep.
It's the only way to get it done, to have like any sort of assurance that I don't even care if I get like a full raid of like decent parses, but if I don't have like at least 6 decent parses, we're not killing the boss.
It's nuts how many people are okay with being total dead weight in a multiplayer game. Like, I used to run MC pugs like 2 or 3 times a week, so I had like multiple warriors. But yeah, like eventually be like, hey, like do the ready check, hit no if you're paying attention, and be like, all right, to all you guys who are paying attention, if you up a mechanic that gets somebody else killed, I will kick you the second the raid is done. I won't say a word to you. I will kick you. You will get 0 loot. If you mess up a mechanic that kills somebody else in this bug, all right, this is your one warning. Don't be an asshole. And like every week, people would do that like showed me they didn't pay attention to all the whole raid, and they would just get kicked. Like I'd kick like 5 mages at the end of every MC pug. It'd be nuts. Like I'd be like, every mage needs to get 1 decurse off at least, and somebody just gets 0 and be like, you're gone. Like, people are just so stupid trying to get carried, not listening at all. And then they'd get mad about it, and then I would just like yell at them in Discord, and people would like love that. People love it when you freak out at dead weight. They think, and it energizes them.
Oh, guys, like people say sometimes that like being mean is really bad. Okay, I'm gonna explain to you as a raid leader why you gotta be mean to the people that suck. Okay, this is just politics 101 for you. You're not mean to the people that suck in a raid because you're mad at the people that suck in a raid. You're mean to the people that suck in a raid and f*** up the raid because you want to acknowledge in front of your raid that you care and you don't think they are so worthless and useless that you would rather put up with somebody that sucks than waste their time. You're not doing it for the guy that sucks. You're not doing it for you. You're doing it so the other 8 people in the raid don't want to kill you at the end of the raid. That's why you do it.
Yeah, it used to be super uncomfortable to do that. Eventually, like, it became fun to do it, but, like, only to, like, the most egregious cases. Like, if somebody was, like, if I did the ready check and, like, hit no, and someone hit no, like, I would screenshot it, you know, so that way I could, like, see. Like, if somebody wasn't listening on that first ready check and then they fucked something else up later, then it's like, all right, you're a fucking idiot. Like, you're gonna get no loot. But, like, if somebody's like, does the first ready check right, and they're like, okay, although that almost never happens. Almost never do people make super honest mistakes like that. Usually it's like so egregious that it's like, what the hell is wrong with you?
Of course, like sometimes you get like somebody that's legit new and he's legit trying and you're willing to look past a lot of stuff, but most of the time, like 90% of like mechanic mistakes that wipe out raid is one guy didn't care.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, it's not really hard to do this. It's just like, do you want to pay attention or not? Do you just want to press your buttons and like screw everybody else? Especially the buttons, right?
Yeah, like living bombs. I've never seen brand new players up living bombs ever. It's always experienced losers. Or like another thing would be like brand new mages don't refuse to decurse on Noth. Experienced heads refuse to like decurse on Noth. Or people who like it skips their mind because they're trying to parse. Like I get that too. It happens sometimes. Although it's awful, but like
they better pump if they're gonna do that.
Yeah, they better pump. We had a funny time where like all the mages in a guild I was in forgot to decurse, but it's like, I mean, warriors would do the equivalent stupid stuff, like they'd pull thread on Grob. So it's like, I get it. It like every once in a while it just happens. But like if you're in a pugs, like what the hell is wrong with you? Because like you're not gonna parse anyways.
Because when you do 3 raids and the guy doesn't do the mechanic for 3 raids and nothing happens to him, he's gonna come to expect it.
Yeah, we had a guy that would in one of my friends' guilds that would up the Thaddeus thing like every week. He did it like 4 weeks in a row, and then I like told him to just stand out. And he didn't listen. He came in and zapped everybody.
Was he called Tiny Violin by chance?
No. His name was Grabelli. So Grabelli, if you're watching this, you're a
bruh. We all got that
Just the
one guy we
craziest shit.
remember, to be fair.
Yeah, I got a couple of them I remember. I'm like, man, how'd this guy mess this up every single week? Like, uh
They don't care. If they care, okay. This is why I don't play with Spanish players, guys. Okay, I'm gonna get a little caliente here. One guy, this is my favorite story. Like I was doing like some raid with like this Spanish warlock guy, and I was like, Sido corruption, do AOE, do AOE, AOE. AOE is the same in Spanish and English, right? Just AOE, AOE, bro. You got AOE. He didn't AOE, we died because there wasn't enough damage. And like I was in Spanish, like he was pretending, no, I don't understand. Me no speak English, this and that. And I was like in Spanish, I know you understand. I speak Spanish. And like I got really mad at him. I told him everything. He was like, but I do more damage when I single target, man.
oh my god. I used to have like 5 or 6 people in my guild who all spoke just Spanish. But the reason why is because there's this like one person that I was friends with, and she lived in like Venezuela and was like, she was definitely a gold farmer, but would like never admit it. But like, you know how it is in Venezuela. They're like super, super, super poverty there, really broke, like
I
really
know a
sad
lot of
shit.
them.
Yeah, and I was like, I felt bad, and like she was actually cool, but like I invited like a bunch of her friends, and then one time, one of her friends came to a pug I ran and was on 2 characters at the same time. I didn't realize it. And the way I found out was on Firemaw, I saw the uptime was like perfectly split between these 2 guys. And I was like, how did you let this person in my run? Like you got to know they're the kind of person who would do this. She's like, I'm so sorry, and I just kicked everyone from the guild who like spoke Spanish.
I can say it. I can say I got the pass, guys. I can say it. I can say it. I can say they suck, and I'm not gonna get in trouble, guys. They suck. I played English guilds for a reason.
Yeah, it's a pug life hack though. Make sure everybody speaks the same language, sadly. Chinese is fine though. If someone only speaks Chinese, like it's 50-50. They might actually be super cracked. It just depends.
If you play on global servers like that, you kind of come to like certain patterns. Like Russian is like 50-50, they are awesome or they are awful. Chinese, if they are from the south of China, they are awful. If they are from the north of China, they are the nicest people you ever met. French are never nice.
Sometimes they're really funny though. The French are never nice, but sometimes they're really, really funny.
Yeah, like Spanish players, if you speak Spanish, like they are amazing to hang out with. You wanna farm dungeons, you're gonna have the time of your life. You're gonna be laughing from ear to ear the whole time. You wanted to do something important, they are not gonna do it. You're gonna reason with them. They are not gonna do it.
Dude, the crazy to me is like when they do like with 500 MS, they do like the double mage strat farms in Classic, which is like super technically challenging to do unless like they bot it, which like not all of them use exploits. Some of them do it the real way, and I'm like, bro, I don't think I could do this given like a month of practice. Like, how do you do it with 500 MS?
And you tell him, can you please click the button in Thermaplug? And that same guy is not gonna do it. Not gonna do it.